Take it away, fellas.
Robbie liked the suit for his Pinewood special so much he decided to order 8 of them. And it's not just the cost of the fabric you're paying for.
We lined the jacket with a white shirting fabric, again to create texture and richness, so that when Robbie took it off or when he's swinging around, you could actually see the fabric.
How much would one of those cost?
Well, this coat's about £900, possibly the best investment you could ever make in your life. When he did the Pinewood special, they invited me down to go and sort of look after things, to make sure that things like the white handkerchief was in exactly the right, angle in his shawl suit and things like that. It's all about those very, very small details that people can't put their finger on.
It's not all rock and roll on Robbie's tours. If he threw the TV out of the window, he'd probably regret it.
He's probably one of the least sort of demanding people I know, He just likes a little room that he can sit in and be himself. He likes to have a music system that he can play stuff on. Sometimes we have a TV with some video games, and that's kind of it. It's the reality is it's a bit boring.
To get a ticket to a Robbie gig, you have to be quick. His 2003 tour sold out in record time, and his Nebworth dates beat Oasis' all-time record by 2 hours.
It was an unbelievable day, The tickets were just, I think they sold 650,000 tickets in that day,
Being the son of a variety performer, Robbie knows the value of being an all-round family entertainer, and so does his management. Pushing this image has made Robbie an estimated $5 million from touring and merchandise, bringing his total worth to £16.3 million. One of Robbie's favourite pastimes is playing computer games. It's no wonder he was overjoyed when the sponsored deals started to roll in from one of the biggest computer companies in the UK.
Robbie won't work with just anybody. He wants to work with things that he's into or enjoys or has an interest in. He is the icon along with Beckham in the UK. Everybody knows him. His music, he's selling best-selling albums all the time.
What's in it for Robbie?
Well, what Robbie gets out of it is a couple of consoles, and also, we'll be able to actually potentially bring Robbie Williams to a wider audience in countries where he's, trying to crack.
And it's not just a few consoles. Sponsors also pay for his tours, increasing that profit margin no end. Robbie's been sponsored by the likes of Pepsi, Smart Cars and Lloyds to the tune of £2 million.
Whatever we're paying him and his entourage is probably, a rounding error in what he earns every year. So that's all I'm going to say.
How do you feel about all these bands who mime on stage?
Miming? I think that's disgusting. Never see me doing that. When you're an artist, the least you can do is respect your fans. Put your heart into the show. You know what I mean? And that's very important to me. Thank you, guys. See you later.
By 2001, Robbie Williams had reached the peak of his career and cleared up at every awards ceremony. But behind the scenes, the real Robbie was finding fame hard to cope with and was battling with his demons. Was it burnout time again for Robbie?
Not sure I understand.
Announcing he was taking a year off, he moved to America, but not to just any old gaff. Robbie lived here at a property owned by Dan Aykroyd for half a year, paying £12,000 a month for the honour. Now he's got a place all of his own. And it's here that Robbie's purchased his first LA home on an exclusive estate for £3.5 million.
I just wanna feel real love, feel the home that I live in.
Liquid Assets gained an exclusive interview with Robbie's estate agent, Barry Sloan, who gave us a tour of a property in Mr. Williams Manor. Right, Barry, we're now through to the pool area. You're a star, prone to putting on a little bit of weight from time to time. What is the key thing that you want out of your pool area?
Well, taking off the weight is important, but having the privacy while you're doing it is the most important thing. So here, for example, you've got no one looking in. It's a great, idyllic environment, and that's what people really want. The sense of privacy here is the most important thing. You can always have a helicopter go over and take a shot, and for people like Madonna, that's always a really important factor, but you can't control that so much.
I can see myself coming.
Okay, Barry, if you're a star like Robbie, there's another key feature that you probably wouldn't get in the UK, and that is the guest house. What's good about a guest house?
Well, the great thing here is you've got a guest house really on a separate street and with a separate address. So if someone gets your address, God forbid, you could come in the back way, which is really great.
This is a different street to the street we came in on.
Entirely different street, different name, different number, different everything.
Well, you've sold it to me, Barry. Think I could certainly feel at home here. Just a bit worried about the cost. If somebody like Robbie was to buy somewhere like this in the Hollywood Hills, how much would he be spending?
He'd be spending about $3 million here. Could go up to 5, 6, 7 million without any problems.
And we also tracked down the London home Robbie uses to pop back for the odd gig and, of course, to visit Mum. This is Robbie's second home, which he paid over £2 million for. After installing a platinum pool table, 12-seater sofa and glass staircase, he spent over £1 million on refurbishments. If you add together his Hollywood and UK homes, not to forget those purchased for Mum, his total property assets are £7 million, bringing his total worth to an estimated £25.3 million. After his year off in LA, Robbie returned to the UK to find he had some renegotiations to do. This time round, it wasn't so difficult to find any takers. When Robbie's record deal expired, a bidding war began. And it was EMI who got to keep him, paying £80 million for the pleasure.
I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams!
And yes, this time you are, Robbie, but don't buy that yacht just yet. The deal was reported to be $80 million, but Robbie didn't quite get a cheque for that much.
He's got £10 million. I think he was paid that on signing. Another £15 million when he delivered Escapology. Now, it may be that that £15 million included the recording costs on Escapology. He will then be paid further instalments of the advance when EMI exercise options to acquire further product.
So Robbie actually got $25 million, not the rumoured 80. But what do EMI get for their money? Well, first of all, there's those record sales. Robbie's first solo album, Live Through a Lens, sold 3.2 million copies. His second, I've Been Expecting You, sold 4.4 million. Sing When You're Winning sold 5.3 million copies. Robbie's fourth album, Swing When You're Winning, sold 5.8 million copies. As for Robbie's latest album, Escapology, it sold 4.4 million copies in its first 5 weeks. Robbie has sold over 22 million albums worldwide, making £10 million from record sales.
EMI have bought into, or have been given, the opportunity to acquire 25% of Robbie's service company, which gives them a right to 25% of the profit from Robbie's other activities, such as touring, merchandising, sponsorship endorsement, not publishing, but the other activities.
Robbie and his management set up a company to manage the all-new Robbie Williams Inc. called the In Good Company. There has been speculation that EMI are concerned they won't recoup the maximum profits unless he breaks America.
It's just a huge, huge territory. If he can break America, then he can make a lot of money, and EMI can get their money back that much quicker.
Robbie's yet to make it in the States, where he's still getting confused for this fella. Can I ask you a quick question? Do you know who Robbie Williams is?
Robin Williams?
No, Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams, no.
Robbie Williams. No, I don't know.
Who is Robbie Williams?
Robbie Williams. Yeah, I really want to see that. Gee, I wish I knew.
Oh. Since when?